What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and there's a line of demarcation that happened in 2016. 2016 marked a important decision by Sony in terms of what were they going to do with their headquarters. The headquarters had previously been, obviously, in Japan, but in 2016, they decided to move it to California. And with it came all of the garbage that comes with California. Now, look, I love my Californian viewers. There's no way you could be a fan of this channel and embrace a lot of what I'm talking about when I say the Californian, garbage. And, this is back in 2016. Move reflects growing importance of U.S. for video game firms. Japan's market shrinks. This out of Tokyo. Sony Corp said Tuesday that it will move its headquarters of its PlayStation video game unit to California, a move that reflects the industry's review of the U.S. The industry view of the U.S. as offering the greatest growth potential. As part of the move, the Tokyo-based Sony Computer Entertainment video game unit will merge with San Mateo, California-based Sony Network Entertainment International, which provides PlayStation Network services. The change will take effect in April. Now, you might be thinking, well, why? I don't know why. But we do know that we started seeing things like this. That when they did the Final Fantasy VII remake, they had their, quote, ethics department, or whatever the heck it was called, reduce the size of characters' chests. We've seen a wide variety of Sony censorship since moving to the United States. This has been building, obviously. And the language they used. We've made it more, quote, modern. If we made the place like we did the original game, the physical uneasiness would be overwhelming. So that was no good. We wanted Tifa to have abs, so she now has a more athletic body type. The ethics department at Square Enix also said we had to tighten her chest so it doesn't look unnatural during all the intense fighting. Because of that, we added black thigh highs and a tank top. Ethics department, question mark? While there could be some nuance lost in translation, it's still particularly ridiculous to think that the existence of a buxom woman is unethical. It undoubtedly will disappoint some. Tifa Lockhart fans to know, that Square Enix is self-censoring their original version of the character to cover up her legs and tightening, think more of compressing than shrinking, her unethical chest. Has anyone made an ethics in game Tata's joke yet? If you're wondering why Square Enix has an ethics department in the first place, it's quite possibly to exist to anticipate restrictions imposed by Sony, who has taken a particularly censorious turn in the last year to ensure games on their PlayStation platforms meet what they believe are global standards. Now, this started in 2016. My cat hates censorship too. And Japan took notice. And right now in the United States, with all eyes on restocks, you have PS5 restock updates, GameStop, Best Buy, and more. Every day you get another article written. PlayStation 5 stock is dropping this week. And these are the stores to check. Talking about, with constant restocks in America, it can be disheartening for some people in the UK and Ireland. PS5s are about to flood the European market. The shipments are 100% larger than the first two combined. Sony's about to come in clutch Q1 2021. Yeah, they want to line that all up. These units are all basically sold. GameStop, it's going to take a year to meet the existing demand that's out there. Ant Online, I've never heard of this company. I told Newsweek that it planned to make next-gen consoles available to customers each week, and it would be updating its Twitter followers about upcoming PS5 restocks. Is that not a United States company? I've never heard of them. Obviously, GameStop, Best Buy, Costco, all getting PS5s. Walmart, Target. The best thing you can do here probably is to follow these companies on Twitter, and you're still going to be up against everybody else. There's still going to be a crazy rush every time that these units become available, and it's just not, the hype is not translating to one key market. And if we go back to 6 days ago, we've already seen this trend. The PlayStation 5 isn't selling well in Japan, and here's why. Now, I've often wondered, is it just because of availability? Maybe. They've talked about the Circle and the X. Ever since Sony moved the PlayStation headquarters to California in 2016, the gaming side of the company has been drifting away from its Japanese roots. The company changed the Japanese DualSense controller command button from O to X to align more with Western control schemes. Japanese gamers weren't happy with the change and took the internet to voice their displeasure. The Circle and X symbols also have a deeper meaning in Japan than they do in other parts of the world that translate to okay or correct. The Circle and the X interpreted as no or not available. The sudden change took the Japanese audience by surprise, especially since previous PlayStation systems did not have westernized control layouts. The PS5 reveal presentation also left Japan consumers feeling with a bad taste in their mouths. The reveal video didn't even feature Japanese narration, and several issues with both the subtitles, font, and translation. Many Japanese gamers felt like they were being pushed aside to make room for the United States and European markets. I mean, that'd be like, Sony not having English translations on their commercials. That's quite honestly insane. I can understand why Japanese folk would be upset about that. The PS5 is currently on track to be the worst selling PlayStation system in Japanese history. And now we have some updated numbers. In fact, it is at a 25-year low. A 25-year low for the console. PlayStation 5, not even the #1 selling console in the UK right now. Of course, that still goes to the Nintendo Switch, which is gaining more and more momentum from people like me who maybe you don't have time to sit down in front of a console. This via express.co.uk. PS5 sales update. Sony hits new low with latest PlayStation console sales. Sony struggles in its native Japan as PlayStation stock issues result in some seriously lackluster sales. According to new reports, PlayStation 1 sales fell below, sales, that means both PS4 and 5, fell below 1 million units in Japan for the year of 2020. That includes combined sales of the 4 and 5. Worryingly for Sony, it's the first time since the PlayStation 1 launched in 1994 that the PlayStation console sales have failed to reach 1 million for the calendar year in Japan. As the thread points out, low sales are a combination of limited PS5 stock allocation and the slowing of the PS4. With the majority of the PS4 being discontinued in Japan, Sony's last-gen console is likely to make even less of a splash in 2021. Sony will instead be relying on the PS5 to turn things around, although current stock issues aren't doing the company any favors. Of course, this is likely to change fairly rapidly as Sony releases more stock throughout the year. I don't know. They also say things are expected to improve when they have more killer apps available like Resident Evil Village, Gran Turismo 7, and Final Fantasy 16, which are all like a year away. And I actually think that obviously these stock issues in Japan are relevant in terms of the sales. If you don't have the units, you can't sell the units. But when you take into account a lot of what probably means the Japanese consumer feels abandoned in both the controller layout and in all their marketing hype, not including the Japanese language, and most importantly, in my opinion, the censorship. The censorship of Sony is a real thing, and it is something that bothers a lot of gamers. And as gaming PCs, my cat is just, I don't know if you can hear that, but my cat is just walking around meowing nonstop. She's been totally quiet before I started recording the video, but then once I hit record, of course, she's got everything in the world to say. The censorship issue to me is a big deal, and it's enough for me to lean away from the Sony PlayStation if I'm choosing between the consoles. It's enough for me to lean towards PC. $600 console can get you well on your way to building a gaming computer that can, play most of these games in a better quality and smoother. Obviously a good gaming rig is still going to cost you $1,500 these days. By the time you get your monitor and your keyboard and mouse and all this kind of stuff. But Ultimately, not a good look for Sony to abandon its roots, not a good look for Sony to continue to support censorship. It's going to be interesting to watch as things come out on the PlayStation 5 if we're going to see more of this behavior or a course correction. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.